We saw that Ameshya Williams-Holliday was waived by the Indiana Fever. And shout out to the real ones, you know what I'm saying? I saw y'all on the timeline, and I know y'all feel some type of way about it. You feel me? Before I throw it to my brother to get his take on it, I am glad to see that the young lady is still high in spirits and still motivated. I was happy to see that. At least outside looking in, of course. You know what I'm talking about? That's good to see. You feel me? And I think Coach Reed gave us some good words. So like the fan base were giving her good words and encouragement and stuff like that. So it was good to see that, man. I just hope other young ladies who are in smaller schools in general, but especially these HBCUs, don't view it as a setback. I hope that's not the case. You know what I'm talking about? And I hope it's not the end of the road for I hope another team gives her a shot. You feel me? So just before we get off top, hope she gets another shot. Here, not just overseas. I'm sure she can go overseas and hoop. But I'm talking about here. You want to be at home and hoop. Yeah. And I hope young is like shit. My one, Rook, Crump, you know what I'm saying? I hope she's not deterred by this. You know what I'm talking about? And working on the game and making sure shit. She be the next one drafted and really get up in that thing. But T, what were your takeaways from it, dog?
You know, this is the 26th season of WNBA.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And you would think that by now they would have had some things constructed to where when you draft talent, you can keep talent on your roster, maybe play some G League ball, two-way type things. Because just like in the NBA, people get hurt. And with the WNBA being a much smaller league, you may need a 6'4" Ameshya Williams-Holliday to come kind of substitute for what's going on with your current roster. You could have a ravage. You could have just a big, huge onslaught of injuries. I mean, you know, your whole roster could just go to crap. You might not have no front court. I mean, it's just the way basketball kind of plays out sometimes. So I really don't understand the WNBA in terms of going forward. And I believe it was Nneka Ogwumike that said this, but she spoke about how the WNBA needs a G League. They need a league. They need a league of players where, okay, you may not necessarily make the main roster, but you can play. We'll keep you playing on this developmental roster until we call you up. First of all, let me just say this. I ain't met nobody yet that could teach 6'4". Until somebody showed me you can teach 6'4", then I'm gonna say that's just a natural thing. So her size alone will give her some looks because I think the WNBA to me seems like they give more of a chance to someone of stature than they will of a smaller guard, like a 5'2", 5'3" guard. You don't see a lot of those rolling around in the WNBA now. A lot of those young ladies are 5'7", 5'8", that kind of thing. But the WNBA has to get it right in terms of keeping their talent home. And to me, I don't think the answer, and if you haven't seen this, like, for instance, now they're making this rule where, and I ain't sure if it started this year or next year. I can't remember. I think it starts this year. But basically, if you're not in camp, you can't go.
Right.
To sum it up. And it's like, well, it's because they got overseas commitments, and you're saying because they're not in camp with you, you feel some type of way about it, and you want them in camp for your team, your franchise. But these young ladies are going over here making money. making good money that y'all can't match or barely are matching now.
Mm-hmm.
It's like why punish them for doing what they're trying to do to feed their family and survive. So, and again, forgive me for not knowing the rule totally. This is all raw right here. But it's like, why make rules when you can make changes within your league to keep these young ladies here? College football took forever to do NIL deals, but they finally getting it right. And now young men are wanting to stay in college. Armando Bacot just showed you that. He's willing to stay around another year with Carolina just to be a part of the college experience. He's comfortable. He's good. He wants to play another year at Carolina. That works. That's a win-win for both parties.
Mm-hmm.
So the WNBA, in a sense, has got to get it right. They got to do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
You want to keep your talent here. You don't want them to go over there and play overseas. Well, then create some things to where these young ladies can stay here, here close in state, in country, and they can continue to be affiliated to the Fever. Ameshya Williams-Holliday should be affiliated to the Indiana Fever as a third round selection. And if she starts tearing up the D League, G League, then WNBA heads, the head of the Indiana Fever, the GM, should be like, we might need to call her up. She's better than what we have currently on the roster because honestly, how do you know? She only played one preseason game.
Mm-hmm.
How do you know what you got? How do you know the young lady ain't getting acclimated, adjusted, figuring some things out? How do you know that what you got right now in May is going to be, you don't know if it's going to be any different come July or August.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the whole thing. And WNBA is so far behind with that, in my opinion. They've got to do something. If not, then yeah, these young ladies can find a way of life somewhere else. Go make this money somewhere else. Because the WNBA ain't offering nothing to players who have the talent, maybe not necessarily star talent, but could be very good role players, may blossom to star talent. We don't know. We're not giving them enough time to see it and develop. And I just don't think that's fair.
Mm-hmm.
So they got to get it right. They got to get it right. I mean, who's to say that there's not a young lady in the WNBA that could be a Jordan Poole?
Mm-hmm.
That does a two-way thing, starts tearing up the G League, and then all of a sudden the next year she pops.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my take on it. I mean, why say hi when you're gonna say bye? That's my thing. You say hi, you draft it, and now you're saying bye after like what, a month, 2 months?
Mm-hmm.
It's like it don't make sense. It's like you did it for the pub to me. So
That's where I was thinking about it at first, team, until I got to thinking about for real, where the WNBA is right now. And that's crazy, you know, guess because we brothers, that you started off with talking about they're in the 26th season. Because that's what I was looking up earlier. And so I went back and looked at what the NBA was in its 26th season. Now, in the 26th season, WNBA only got 12 teams. The NBA only had 16 in its 26th season.
Okay.
You still had games from what the old heads tell us on tape delay.
What year was that?
This is 1972-73 season.
Okay.
So think about this now. You got games on tape delay. So they ain't really checking for the NBA like that for real. And look what was going on in the league. That year, the New York Knicks won the title. So the biggest market in America, they won a title that year.
Mm-hmm.
Still, games on tape delay. Folks ain't really looking for it like that.
Mm-hmm.
The most valuable player was a white man, Dave Cowens. So the majority group in America, white people, had somebody they could look to, a white guy, and identify with as the MVP.
Yeah.
Still, folks weren't checking for the league like that. You had Tiny Archibald. You know how today they tell us part of the reason Steph gets so much love because he's shorter. Now he's 6'3" America than normal. For normal people, that's fucking tall. Okay. But they claim he's more relatable because he's shorter. You got Tiny Archibald.
Mm-hmm.
He averaged 34 points that year.
Mm-hmm.
34. What the fuck? You got and he led the league in assists as well. He averaged 34 points, 11 assists that year.
Right.
You still got a legend like Wilt Chamberlain in the league, leading the league in rebounding with 18.6 a game for the Lakers. And you got Kareem. You got Kareem in the league. You know what I'm saying? And still, folks weren't checking for the NBA like that in this 26th year. They on tape delay. Everybody accusing them of being drug infested and too black. And it's a jacked up league. It wasn't until they keep telling, again, going off the story that the old heads telling us, until Larry and Magic walked in the league, what, 79, 80 seasons?
78, 79, yeah.
And
79.
quote unquote saved the league. So when I look at it like that, I look at it, well, first of all, when the NBA had 16 teams, it probably was a bunch of cats that could hoop.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
That did not make the teams, though.
Right.
We got, what, 30 teams now?
Yeah, I believe it's 30.
Yeah, so imagine slashing the teams in half and who ain't out there on that court no more in the league. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I think we start comparing the 75th season of the NBA to the 26th of the WNBA. But really, the WNBA is still young and in its infancy. So to some who look at Misha getting cut, they shouldn't think she ain't good. They should think WNBA gotta grow and expand.
And I'm like, definitely not saying that, but yeah, I see what you're saying.
No. I'm talking about for any naysayers, any detractors that might be out there, any young ladies who aspire to get drafted like she did. They shouldn't look at it and say, "Dang, they just, man, yeah, they might draft us, but they ain't gonna give me a shot." No. They'll give you a shot, but just so few teams, you really, really, really got to be 1-1. And Misha was good. Misha got great size. Like I told folks, Misha, when she scored, it's because she did her work early, meaning she got good position. All that stuff Shaq be talking about, seal. She great at that. But at that level, with so few teams, the women that's her height, they going out. I just saw Jonquel Jones play today. Jonquel out there shooting threes and shit.
Yeah, she shooting. She letting. I mean, she's the MVP. She's the MVP.
You know what I'm saying? Like Candace Parker is Ameshya height. Candace Parker do play like a guard.
And Jonquel, if I'm not mistaken, it took her a minute to pop. Mm-hmm. She didn't just. I don't believe she just came in and just started tearing it up right away. Mm-hmm. It took her a minute to kind of pop. So. But my only thing is though,
but do you see what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I mean, there's so few teams.
I think the league is I actually think the league is in a decent space compared to what we learned about. Again, I just told you they won't tape delay 1972, 1973. I just watched the WNBA game live.
But could we say that baseball was king then?
Yeah.
72.
Football is king now.
But I'm just saying though, the deal they made with basketball way back when with them Spirit of St. Louis brothers that owned that team and they settled on that TV deal and that TV deal became what it became today. I mean, that's just knowing you got to get the product out there. And the product's out there now. And so the NBA is what it is now because of, I personally think, because of Larry and Magic and then Jordan and then the names that have came so on.
Yeah.
But for me, though, I personally think, though, if you're drafting somebody, you're saying something. You're saying that these are 36 young women have the talent to play in this league. So for me, it's like, okay, you're telling these people that these are the best 36 in the country, in all of the land, but yet there's no way to retain them. There's no way to
Not enough
keep
roster
them.
spots.
And I get that, but I'm just saying though, where is the developmental league? We got the Mississippi Lady Lakers. Would love to go watch them play.
And that's what I'm saying, though. That's what I'm saying. I think
So
they are better positioned to do what you're talking about. I think back then, unfortunately, them 70s, whatever guy wasn't able to make it, if they were going overseas, and probably them dudes were in the heroin trade or something. They probably were hitting the street with Frank Lucas or some shit. But these ladies, I think this league is in a better space to do what you, maybe they can do a developmental league.
they got to do
Or
it.
maybe they can just go ahead and expand.
They got to do it, man.
It's a good mood. It's a good climate. The ratings have been shown to be growing over recent years. We've been seeing that. NCAA ratings were growing. You got Don Staley out here winning championships. You got John Quell Jones in a national TV commercial. You got Diana Taurasi and Sue Bird hosting stuff. It's a good time to expand.
Gotta do it, man.
It's a good time to expand. And now you got more opportunities for somebody like Ameshya. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not that she can't play on that level. It's not. It's just it's not enough jobs.
I get
it's not enough jobs, man. It's not enough jobs. Because she can be a solid role player for real, I believe. Solid defender, rebounder in that league.
All I'm saying is this. A lot of guys, and outside of the NFL, a lot of the guys do get cut in the NFL that get drafted late. NBA, a lot of them guys get developmental league contracts, 2 ways, that type of stuff. But to me, if you're telling somebody, I think you one of the best 36 in all of the land, then I personally think there's a way in which you've got to keep those people. And you can develop over time. You can create a league, a small developmental league of 6, 8 teams, whatever, 6 teams, and everybody can play everybody for a run of games. And you got those people still in your country, still playing. And then, if for whatever reason, because we've seen a lot of injuries in the WNBA, young ladies pregnant, overseas commitments, whatever, they can supplement your rosters. That's all I'm saying. Well, but I agree with you. I mean,
I think they're in a good space to do it. But at the end of the day, it's gonna come down to these dollars, though. Let me just keep it all the way 100.
Exactly, it is.
Because as long as you got folks out here who will, as I've stated before, Jack State women rolling. Mm-hmm. And I could do a segment on the women rolling and do a segment on off-season football, and that off-season football gonna trump whatever I said about the women rolling. Yep. As long as that type of shit happens, these people gonna be hesitant to expand, because they ain't gonna see no money in it.
Yeah,
they don't see no money in it. So it's on us, America. It's on us, the consumer. It's on us, the consumer. Okay. Because to be 100, a lot of folks that celebrated Ameshya getting drafted wasn't watching Ameshya play until they played the LSU game.
Definitely.
Just keep it 100. A lot of folks didn't want to get at 60 to Jack State Network to be able to watch them play, or just go on over there on YouTube and watch them play all year long until it became sexy, it became hot. Because they would make the NCAA tournament and damn near beat LSU, or she got drafted, and so now you get to brag and shit like that. We gotta support this shit. You gotta watch the games. Yeah. So when these motherfuckers that are in charge see that people are interested in this product, then they'll say, "Oh damn, maybe we need to go from 12 to 16 teams. Maybe we need to do a developmental league to keep these girls over here to supplement what we're doing and stuff like that." It's about the dollars.
Exactly. It is.
It's about the dollars. So shout out to Ameshya. She gonna play professional basketball. I'm not worried about that whatsoever. I still believe she's gonna play stateside too, because there's all this overseas shit with Brittany Griner got me concerned about that going overseas. So I hope she still get on stateside in the WNBA, and I hope all the young women who were inspired by her remain inspired by her, and be working on your game this summer. Work on your game now, because as we saying, it's 12 teams.
12 of them, man.
Your ass won't one of them spots. You got to go above and beyond. You got to have Misha height, but you got to have that wiggle with your shit. You got to be able to do a little bit of it all, because it's only 12 damn jobs.
Yeah.
And you can get one of them jobs.
Yeah.
You can get one of them jobs. Bust your ass. Put it on something. My kids wanted me to tell y'all to make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me across all social media platforms. Like the videos and share them. Did I forget anything?
And turn on the post notifications.
Y'all heard them. And also, visit statementteesllc.com and shop with us. That's Statement Tees. Every t-shirt you wear
makes a statement.